you, if you will, to join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United
States of America,
and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Let's see, we've got a couple of guests today. Skip Rogers, who will be our speaker, and we'll introduce him in a few minutes. And Samantha Barber from Reaching Out Now is joining us this morning. And good morning to everybody who's with us today. Welcome all.
Morning, everyone.
We are going to begin, as we always do, with Happy Dollars. And since we did a couple of weeks of special Happy Dollars, we're going back to our regular Happy Dollars for today, which will benefit our scholarship program as well as help to support our budget for service projects. So who is happy this morning? Rob Grimm is happy.
Yeah, I'm happy. I did have a successful sale of my old house in Manassas, and as of yesterday, all the mortgages are paid off.
Yay!
Hey.
It's done and done. So there you go, $10 for the happy jar.
Excellent. Glad to know about that. Who else is happy this morning?
Michael's happy.
Michael, what are you happy about this morning?
Yeah, I have 55 happy dollars. Somehow I made it to 55 yesterday or Monday, so we'll start with that. And want to thank everybody for the wonderful wishes, and those who are just now saying, "Oh, I forgot it's Michael's birthday." Please don't send me any more birthday wishes because I'm tired of thanking everybody. And let's see what else. I just heard Samantha Barber is on, so as soon as I can get to 66, I'm going to put my video on so I can see her beautiful face. Samantha Barber is one of God's chosen angels, man. The incredible work that she and the beautiful people do over at Reaching Out Now is nothing short of miraculous for the children, the families of our area that desperately need it, especially right now. So thank you so much for her. And Skip Rogers, I'm so happy Skip's with us today. The work that he does for our veterans and trying to help them have sustainable employment is it's really one of our unsung heroes here in Front Royal. And I don't know if Cian, Guna, or Judith are on this morning, but I am so thankful for them for all the work that they're doing in getting people inoculated right now. I think that's the right word. Anyway, giving people the jabs in their arms. And anyway, it's just a joy to have so many people in our club doing so many different things with that, and with Kale and Shane and Krista and Bill and Mary Jo and Gail and others delivering meals for Reaching Out Now. I'm so proud of this club. And finally, usually the words glorious and 66 are not to be used in the same sentence. But it was a glorious sunrise this morning coming up 66 with my client, dropping him off at the Manassas airport, coming over around the Marshall Delaplane area. It was absolutely beautiful. And it just reminded me just what a beautiful world we do have if we just all do our part. So anyway, there's my 55 bucks. Have a good day.
Thank you, Michael. Thanks very much. All right, who else is happy this morning? That's a tough one to follow, Michael. Michelle.
Okay, well, I have 20 happy dollars today. 5 of it goes to Samantha Barber for coming on this morning, and for the fun we had at the livestock auction. And again, $5 goes to Robert Hutman for the same thing. And $5 for Jennifer Avery for videoing that whole excursion. And then $5 for Skip for being the speaker today and everything that he does. So there's my 20.
Thank you. Anyone else this morning? All right. Well, again, a reminder that the Happy Dollars this morning is going toward our 3 Skyline High School scholarships. And also, if it's above and beyond what that amount is, it's helping to go toward service anyway. So it's all good. Thank you very much. The usual reminder, 2 ways to pay on your pledges. Either send a check to the post office box or use the Give Lively link that Hank is wonderful about putting in the newsletter every week, and the link for Happy Dollars specifically, rather than one of the other special links. So be sure to use that one. And a couple of folks have mentioned Samantha Barber. Samantha, do you want to unmute just so we can thank you again for all the work that you're doing?
Sure. Yes. Good morning. I was joking with Michelle that it's like, oh my gosh, I need to get on the get on the meeting at 7 in the morning on Wednesday. So yes, I'm so happy to be here. And as Michael and Michelle said so beautifully, that we all are doing this together. And that's what makes this this organization such a dream to be president of, because every day we see the meaning of what we say our tagline, our hashtag is, stronger together. And I am truly blessed to have individuals such as yourselves, Michael, Mary Jo, oh my gosh, so all of you. I don't want to mess up with words. And poor Michelle, who has to deal with me consistently being on the executive board for reaching out now. But gratitude, thank yous. Jen, thank you for being my crazy video partner. I thank you for the $500 that you all sent to us. I'm so deeply grateful to have you all on this journey with us. And even today is another step in the direction of Michael saying that we're meeting with the superintendent and a few other powers that be in the community, school community, to talk about how to really support our students through our leadership program, which we're preparing for through writing of a curriculum and everything for next school year for Skyline Middle School and Skyline High School. So more to share with you all.
Oh, that's great. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Let's see. So some club announcements for today. Just a reminder, I know Michael's driving, so I don't know if he wants to say anything, but do recall we have Kendrick Lane cleanup coming up on March 27th. Those of us who are comfortable doing so need to report at the Front Royal Police Department parking lot at, if I'm remembering correctly, 9 o'clock. Correct, Michael?
Correct. And
Yeah.
it is if you've driven down it, it is an absolute mess right now. So the more people that are comfortable coming out and helping, the better. And we can use all the help we can get on that day.
All right, so great. Hopefully we'll have gorgeous weather like we've been having here lately and make it a little bit easier to be out there to do that. The other thing I want to talk about is Tuesday's table coming up on March 31st. And I see Peggy is online. Peggy, how are we doing on both volunteers and getting the recipes lined up and all of that?
Well, I'm getting some wonderful recipes. We still could use a couple more volunteers to serve and a couple of more to prepare a casserole. I'm going to get a email out and send some of the recipes with it so you can pick and choose. I just would ask that if you volunteer to make a casserole, most casseroles say they serve about 8. If you just maybe not double it, but make sure maybe a recipe and a half or something like that, just to ensure that we have enough to serve 60 people.
Okay, thank you. Any questions for anybody about Tuesday's table? Again, it's on the 31st of March. No, it's 30th.
30th.
Sorry, I keep saying that wrong. 30th of March. Thank you, Peggy. On the district level, I know Kathy usually has some announcements for us too, but I want to put a plug in first and foremost for our virtual district conference coming up on the 20th. As a lot of our club members have much experience going through district conference. Just a reminder, it's a great opportunity to learn about what Rotary is doing within our district, particularly with this year's focus on what clubs have been able to do in this very extraordinary year. Also a great opportunity to learn a little bit more about Rotary's place in the broader world. It looks like we've got some great programming coming up. Kathy, I don't have my details in front of me. I think the most recent one I saw was we have some musical entertainment that we can expect as well. Is that correct? Kathy? All right. So she must be muted. Okay, she was having some internet issues. Anyway, I would suggest you keep an eye out on your emails. District Governor Nancy has been sending out updates about the plans for the district conference. So I want to encourage everybody to attend. It will never get easier than just sitting at home and watching online. So I want to encourage everybody to participate in the district conference. I know we've got CTT that has started as well, the team training program that will be going on for the next, actually for the next couple of months. So I know, let's see, I think Mary Jo and Barbara did the first session last week. If anybody else does complete one of those sessions or plans to complete one of those sessions, just send me a quick email and let me know. I'm just trying to keep tabs on the number of club members who participate in CTT this year. So if you do, just drop me a quick email to let me know that. Barbara, did you have something?
I was just going to say it was so good.
Oh, good.
It was so well done. I really got a lot out of it, even though there was a lot of basic information that I knew. I also found out some things I didn't know. So.
Oh, that's great. That's great. Because Mary Jo asked me about one thing that in DAC-DB that I realized I had no clue was there either. So
I didn't either. And it sounds good to me.
Yeah, I look forward to learning more about some of that. That's great. All right. Are there any other announcements today before we ask Michael to introduce our speaker? All right. Seeing none. Michael, if you would, tee us up, please.
I will indeed. And not really an announcement, but I hope that if Skip and Samantha can get up more frequently at 7 a.m., I know this great organization that will help you even further enhance your beautiful gifts. Anyway, all right. So, friends, it is my pleasure, my honor. I don't know what other words I can put together to introduce my dear friend, Skip Rogers. Skip is the founder, CEO, president, secretary, janitor at Able Forces. Able Forces is an organization that helps us find sustainable employment for our veterans. And Skip's not going to brag on himself, so I'll do it myself. The work that he's going to tell us about his organization and about the wonderful things they have done. But I'm going to tell you of the wonderful things Skip Rogers has done. He's just an incredible man. I could go on all day, but I don't want to take any more time of what we have here. But if you haven't heard from Skip before, you're in for an incredible treat. So Skip, take it from there.
Michael, thank you so much. I appreciate that. I appreciate the friendship, Michael, as well. Well, I'm old friends with so many Rotarians, and I just appreciate the opportunity afforded to me to come to you. So Able Forces is really two organizations. One, Able Forces Foundation, is a 501c3. I established it in 2009. And the mission of the foundation, 501c3, is to take care of military and veteran families in immediate financial crisis. So I work very closely with advocates within the military at Fort Belvoir, at Quantico, Walter Reed, and a number of the other military facilities. I work with those advocates as well as advocates within the VA system, within the state of Virginia, veterans organizations that identify families in need that are in crisis, And financially, we take care of it. So each day, so now I'm taking care, for example, I'm paying today an electric bill that will be turned off tomorrow. This electric bill is at a home of a 94-year-old Korean War veteran who had his arm shot off in Korea. He is having some hard time financially, and I've been working with him over the last couple of months to assist him financially. Those are the kinds of folks that we help. It's amazing to think that, in particular, our military, our active duty military families that don't have enough food, that can't pay their water, can't pay their electric, simple stuff that you and I don't even think about. And so Able Forces Foundation, that's one of the primary missions of the foundation, is to take care of immediate financial crises within these families. We do it almost daily. And there's just so many ways that we assist. One of the things that's going on now that you may have read about last week is I'm working with Lowe's and Habitat for Humanity. There's a 100% disabled veteran woman that lives over by the river in Southern Shores, and whose home was flooded, and it was flooded in a very, very nasty way. I mean, it took out all the sheetrock, took out her porch. Well, Able Forces was kind of working with two other organizations to now rebuild this. We do a lot of things in the community that is immediate, direct, and quick. You get a call at 10 o'clock to turn on to help with an electric bill, and that electric bill paid for by 11 o'clock. So we're able to help these families very, very quickly in a variety of ways. There's two other major focuses of the foundation. During Christmas time, we take care of lots. We have a program called Adopt a Warrior Family for Christmas, where those same advocates will identify for us military and veteran families, primarily military families, that will not have enough money for a Christmas. So Able Forces, from its inception, has basically adopted these families, and we take care of everything. If they need a tree, if they need food, and we provide money or the toys, 5 toys for each child, so that that family has really a beautiful and memorable Christmas. We also support a number of military base Christmas parties for the children, and Able Forces takes care of the party, takes gifts, and so forth. All of that is the result of organizations, Rotary, donations, friends, and colleagues in business that basically donate to the foundation. And that allows us to basically operate and take care of these families. And we're really, really proud of it. We're very small. It's my wife and I. That's it. 100% of the foundation money that is collected goes directly to support our mission. Never drawn a salary. There is no overhead. If there is any overhead with the foundation operations, my other company that I'll talk about in a moment will take care of professional service. So, for example, when you donate $100 to PayPal, PayPal takes 3%. So really only 97% at that $97 at that point gets to the charity that's being donated to. Well, my other company pays that. So my office and all of the travel that I would do associated with the foundation, my other company takes care of that. So it truly is a beautiful foundation. We've been very, and we're honored. We've been very highly recognized by the military and certainly by the Marine Corps. So that's what we do basically on a day-to-day basis with the foundation. Now, professional services, again, focusing strictly on the military. I provide training that is paid for generally by VA funds, and there is some state funds available. We provide training in digital court reporting in the legal profession. That training leads directly to employment. So we're very, very proud on the professional services side, where we can provide training, and it's not training for training purposes. It is training that leads directly to employment with us. So that's another important part of my two businesses, is that we are able to not only take care of training for a career, but providing the employment in that career field upon completion. So both of those activities keep Kathy and I very, very busy. Our office is on Chester Street, and we've been there since 2009. I'm an old soldier. I was in the service from 68 to 74 in a very, very different time. I have spent basically my career working in DOD and in government contracting. And, the last 15 years or so, I've been able to focus my business exclusively on caring for those in need. And it is amazing to realize how many both active duty military families and veterans are just really hard pressed, and especially today with COVID, unemployment. I'm blessed to be able to do this. This is something that I have a passion for. I think those of you that know me know that it's an important part of my life. And it's organizations, if I can comment on organizations like Rotary. Rotary has, I believe, Michael engaged with me probably very shortly after the start. I think Rotary and I go back to about 2010 or 2011 in terms of your support, and it's organizations like you that allow me to do what I do. Every year, the need seems to grow, and the donations and the support of both manpower as well as monetary contribution allows me to kind of make things happen on my side of it. So really blessed to be able to do it. Something that gets me up every morning and that I look forward to. And I appreciate folks like you, your attention, your prayers, and the financial support that you all provided. So the organization is, I'm really, really proud of it. We've had some wonderful, wonderful work that we've been able to do. I don't know if those of you have read, but there was a guy that I worked with now for about 7 years, a guy named Kane, who had a nationally syndicated radio show, The Kane Show. He just died over this last weekend. Well, Kane was, and this is really a wonderful story, if I can kind of close with this. About 7 years ago, I got a cold call at the office from a guy named Kane who I'd never heard of. And he said, "Hey, Skip, this is Kane. I have a radio show, but I want to tell you about a fantasy that I've had for a number of years. That, I've always thought how very cool it would be if I could create an environment for the children of wounded warriors and take them on a very special trip to the North. My idea was to connect up with a small aircraft company, and let's see if we can create a North Pole flight for the Santa believing age children of wounded warriors." And so that was his phone call to me. He said, "Skip, I've seen what you guys have done. if you can get me the children, I've got the jet, and we will create a once in a lifetime, never to be forgotten event, where we'll put these kids on a jet at Manassas Airport and taxi them around, simulating a flight, and take them over to Santa's workshop, where Santa's going to greet them with his elves. And that's what we did. For 7 years, we've done that. And it has been the most powerful event for these children who are going through family trauma with the parent of a wounded warrior that is in rehab. Get away for a while, to get into a fantasy, and to give them an experience that they will talk about when they're old. So that was one of the very, very special events that we did each year for about 20 children of wounded warrior. Kane drove that. He's now passed. I am so sad about that. It's another one of our activities that will be continued in a different way, but hopefully this next year it will really be focused on a thank you for Kane. Those are the kinds of things we do. I could go on, and I want to stop now. If there's any questions, I would love to answer any questions about what we do, the folks we work with. But again, thank you, Michael. Thank you, Rotary, Kathy, all of you. Thank you so much for the support you provide. I could not do it. Some people, many of us, will go out to dinner and spend $100 or $150 on a meal and have a good time and go home. We often don't think about how $100 can change the life of someone. I think you folks know that. How $150 will change the life of someone emotionally and financially. And that's what Able Forces does through just the great work that you guys do in terms of sharing the responsibility of taking care of those. That's all I've got. Happy to answer any questions. God bless you all. God bless you for the work that you do. It's very, very special. Keep it up. And I appreciate our friendship and our relationship. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Skip. Thank you for sharing, and thank you for the work that you do. I do have one question before I open it to others in the club. Recognizing this is a somewhat unusual year, certainly, but how many individuals or families have you been able to serve in this last year?
You know, I think last year, if we look at last year and even into this year, it's amazing that a little company like mine can take care of hundreds of people. Hundreds of families get taken care of in a whole variety of ways. We take care of food, we take care of transportation. This year I've taken care of funeral expenses. So the assistance that we provide is very, very broad. And it's pretty much centralized around the DMV. My work is my county here, Northern Virginia, DC. So that's where my focus is in this area. And, you know, if I look last year, for example, of the number of children that we supported for Christmas, we probably supported well over 120 children that received gifts of a wide nature. In terms of families, just a lot of families, and it has been more. I've had more requests, and it's sad. This is a really beautiful thing that folks like us that have charities. I mean, it's a really beautiful thing, but it's also a really emotionally painful thing, where you have families that have children. I can't, I don't have money for my child. Right? I don't have transportation. I need to get to the doctor. Really simple stuff that all of us, I believe, need to really realize that there is such need out there, and it doesn't take much to change the life of someone in crisis. So, yeah, a lot of families, and it's a wonderful thing.
Thank you. Are there
Yeah.
other questions? You might have to unmute yourself because I think I had everybody muted. Sorry. Any other questions for Skip? Rob, yes,
Another
sir.
question.
Oh,
I'm
sorry.
Yeah, so Skip, hey, I saw you on the ABC local news last night talking about Kane. So it was a nice segment they did.
It was a wonderful segment. Thank you for that. You know, what a terrible, terrible thing. A guy taken out. You know, he was like a kid in a candy shop. I have on the web or on my Facebook or maybe both film from some of those flights, and Kane was like a little kid. You know, I mean, this was a kid when we had at the North Pole and Santa was there and the kids were there and they were opening their gifts. You know, Kane was like a little kid, you know, and it's just a sad thing to see him pass so young. I think he was 43 years old. So thank you for that. Yeah.
And Samantha, you had a question?
Yes, I have a quick question. During your presentation, you spoke of training.
Yeah.
Are you referring to training, high school students, young adults, through workforce development? Can you elaborate a little bit more?
Yeah, sure.
That?
Yes, ma'am. So thank you, Samantha. So the training we do is underwritten by the Department of Education and certified through Tidewater Community College down in Norfolk. Our training is, I have always focused on military and veterans, but now with Department of Labor grant monies, in addition to the VA being able to pay for the training, which takes care of military and spouses, Department of Labor monies now we're using to train civilians as well. So in terms of the training for high school, we're training for a career. So our folks are young, are in transition, and are second career. So the folks that we're training now in the kind of the legal profession, both court reporting, legal transcriptionists, proofreading, videography, and so forth, that training that we're providing is open now to everyone. So certainly I haven't had any high school, but I've had very young folks that are starting off in their career that we have trained. So my training is now at Fort Belvoir, Fort Lee, Tidewater, Winchester, at Jordan Springs, and two locations actually down in Tidewater. All of our training is paid for, as I said, either through VA military funds or now through Department of Labor funds. And it's for those folks, it's quick, it's 30 days, and we put you right to work. So it's a really great profession for those people interested in kind of the legal profession.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Any other questions?
Thank you all very, very much. Thank you for your attention.
Thank you again, Skip. Thank you so much for coming to share with us. Now, I don't know if you remember how we do this, but we do not give our speakers gifts. What we do instead is we donate a book to a local preschool or daycare. So awesome. This week's book is called Can You See Me? If you can see Barbara Ecton's screen, she's showing a copy of the book. It's written and illustrated by Bob Stack. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. And this particular book will be presented in your honor to the Phoenix Project.
Oh, that's awesome. They're great folks. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. All right, a couple of announcements that I I forgot to mention earlier, just a reminder that the service committee meeting will be next Tuesday, the 16th. I'll send out a email with the Zoom and all that a little bit later. The other thing I wanted to circle back to, we talked briefly last week about Easter cards for the local nursing homes and senior living facilities. And I think I captured those who were willing to help out last week. I haven't gotten that email out yet, but I will, just to confirm. If we're missing anybody, then I'll reach out to make sure we've got everybody covered. But I will say, I think I'd mentioned that I had ordered cards, and like Carol was hoping they would come in early, and mine did as well. So I got them pretty quickly. So we mentioned a couple of places last week where you could get bulk Easter cards. So again, if you volunteered last week, I'll reach out to you. And then if we're missing anybody, I'll follow up from there. Kathy Napier had a little bit of internet issues, but I see she's back online, so I didn't want to close out before checking back with her. Kathy, if you can hear me, just to see if there were any other district announcements that need to be made. We did talk about the district conference and CTT. Is there anything else that I'm leaving out?
No, I think you got it covered. Thank you, Melanie. We do have the memorial service that will follow the district conference. That'll be at 2 o'clock on the 20th. And with CTT, the next session is tomorrow, and that's on Rotary Club Central to teach you how to be able to track and enter all of your goals and your progress towards those goals. That's an important way that the district and the club was to track our progress. And then it's every Thursday, basically from 5 o'clock until the 3rd of June. That will be the last one. So check the schedule. We've got a lot of good opportunities there for training. We did the DAC2B and My Rotary last week, and we had over 40 attendees, which was incredible. So it's a great tool. So we get a lot more participation this way than we probably would have in person.
True that.
Is that recorded?
Yes, it's recorded, and it's going to be posted. I think it already is posted on the district training page, which is on the district website.
Okay, thank you.
You go to the district website and go to the resource tab, and then scroll down to the district training page, and you'll find it there.
Thank you.
So just a personal aside for any past presidents, you will probably agree with me. I wish I had had a little bit more exposure to Rotary Club Central before I had to worry about putting goals in there. So I would strongly encourage Mary Jo, and probably you too, Peggy, if you could, to either log in tomorrow or to look at tomorrow, or look at the recording later, because it is helpful. As a matter of fact, I may do it too, because I still have to go back and enter data in there. So I'd appreciate learning some more about it. So just a plug for that particular one. It is a helpful thing to know how to manipulate. All right. Any other? Yes, Rob.
So before we leave today, I just wanted to make a comment about the sale of my house. I'm holding a stack. This is fraudulent Virginia Employment Commission submissions, and these are fraudulent credit card applications. So anybody selling a house, really pay attention. My house was only listed for about 5 days, and these are, 7, 8 different people have submitted their name and my address, and they were hoping to come by and grab it out of the mailbox. There's even the debit card from the state of Virginia to put the money on. So luckily we had Bill Walton on, who's the head of the VEC, and I just reached out directly to him, and he sent it to the fraud unit. But, they look for a listing to pop up, and then they use that address, and then hopefully follow through and grab it out of the mailbox. And,
Wow.
Oh my.
this is just such a,
Wow.
5 days. And so if you think about it, how many houses go up on the market? If it's 5 per house, it's a staggering amount of fraud. And on the same show, Skip, that talked about Kane, they were saying that, some of the employment, checks are so far behind. Well, this is probably one of the reasons that they have to get everything. And, one of these credit card denials said that the person had a 435 credit rating. and that's why. Anyway, just a heads up. When I told my broker about it, he did not know that was something that was going on. So
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Good grief.
Yes.
Thank you, Rob. Thanks for sharing that. All right. And speaking of Rob, looks like it might be time for our Spirit Award.
Oh, yes, indeed. Okay. Let me get in there. Okay.
And as always, thanks to Ron and Kathy for our Spirit Awards. The list is long, but we are keeping track.
All right. So I'm shuffling like 10 or 15 times. Okay. And the winner is today, Krista.
All right. Congratulations, Krista.
Yay.
Yay. All right. Our program next week will be Jessica Priest-Cahill on talking about Habitat for Humanity. So look forward to hearing from her. Are there any other announcements today before we close with the four-way test?
No, Jessica, thank you. She's on next week. Habitat and I, along with Lowe's, are working with that veteran woman I was mentioning you. So God bless Jessica and the work that she does. Sorry about that.
Indeed, that's fine.
Yeah.
Thank you, Skip. Michelle, yes, ma'am.
I just wanted to say, save the date for the Empty Bowl Supper. It's coming up April 24th, on Saturday from 12 to 4. It's going to be held on Main Street this year. And so we'll be sending out all sorts of information on that, how that's going to work. It's going to be very different from our previous years, but just wanted to let you all know that we are planning it. And Jennifer Avery is, she's doing most of the work.
And I take it, judging from what I've seen on social media, if we want to paint a bowl for that, we can schedule and do that at any time.
Yes. Arlene has bowls, and if you take more than just a few people, she'd like to know that, if you're bringing 10 people in, she needs to know about that ahead of time.
Of course.
Yeah, I did it last weekend. She's ready.
Okay, great.
Been working hard, and that's true. About 10 people is good for her. No more than that, because she has to space you out.
Max of 10. Okay. Hank, help me remember so we can put a little blurb about that in the newsletter next week. Thank you. Great. All right. Any other announcements this morning? All right. If you all would then please join me in the four-way test of the things we think, say, or do. First, is the truth. Second, is it fair to all concerned? Third, will build goodwill and better friendships. And fourth, will be beneficial to all concerned. Thank you all. Thanks to Skip again. Thanks to Samantha again for joining us. Everybody have a great rest of the day. Enjoy this beautiful weather. And we are adjourned.
God bless y'all. Bye-bye.
God bless. Take care. Bye-bye.
And for once, I don't have a meeting afterwards, so I don't have to immediately knock it off. All right, everybody have a great day.
You guys too.
See you all next week.